The first step to learning musical harmonies is to understand what different kind of voices there are. Everyone's voice can be musically identified into one of four categories: soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. This is commonly referred to as SATB, or four-part harmony. Soprano and alto are usually sung by females, and tenor and bass are usually sung by males. Soprano is the highest of all four. The word actually comes from the Italian word sopra, which means above or on top of. In Psalmody, the soprano always has the melody. It's what everyone sings with a psalm. So for example, the soprano for martyrdom would sound like this. Now don't worry if you can't read music, this is just a visual guide for now. Its range is from middle C to a high G. Now this doesn't mean you must be able to sing all these notes to be a soprano. Some might struggle to sing the high G, or some might be able to go higher. Remember, everyone's voice is unique, so don't feel like your voice doesn't fit in just because of these ranges. Then we have alto. Alto is the lower of the female voice, and typically has a range from the G below middle C to the C above middle C. Let's play the beginning of Martyrdom again, but adding the alto this time. Notice that both fit on the same line, soprano on top and alto below. Tenor is the higher of the male voices, with a range from the C below middle C to the G above middle C. Again, we'll play the beginning of Martyrdom with only soprano and tenor. And lastly, there's bass, the lower of the male voices. Its range is from a low F to middle C. We'll play Martyrdom again one more time with soprano and only bass. Now that we know what all the parts are, we'll play them all together. On the top line you have soprano and then alto, and on the lower line you have tenor and then bass. So you know all about the different kinds of voices now. Great! But do you know what kind of voice you have? If you do, then this next part of the video might not be too useful, but if you don't, then don't worry. We're going to do a little test. All you'll need is your voice. We're going to go up a scale to find your highest note and down a scale to find your lowest note. That will give us your range, and it will be up to your own judgment to figure out what kind of voice you have from there. If you have a female voice, you'll be either a soprano or an alto, and if you have a male voice, you'll be either a tenor or a bass. We'll start with soprano or alto. So ladies, we're going to start on G. The G should be in the middle of your range no matter what voice you have. We're going to sing up the way. When your voice can't sing any higher, jot down what your highest note was. Now we're going to do the same thing again, but down the way to find your lowest note. So, starting on the same G. Now, like I said earlier, these ranges won't match your voice perfectly, but using your own judgment, try to compare your own range to soprano and alto and see which one suits you best. Now, we're going to do the same sort of thing for male voices. We're going to start on a G. This should be in the middle or slightly on the high end of your range, no matter what kind of voice you have. We'll start by going up. Remember to jot down the highest note you can sing. Now we'll do the same again, but going downwards. We'll start on the same G. So now you should have an idea of what your range is. Try your best to figure out what voice it matches best. If you're still unsure, then go back and try again. So now you should have a decent idea of what kind of voice you have. Check out some of the other videos on this channel if you're keen to learn some more, where you can find videos of the psalm tunes and their individual harmonies. Next time, we'll be taking a look at reading music, but for now, cheerio.